Girth Mirth Bears on the PJ and Friends Radio Network, Dallas, Texas. The views and opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of this station, owners, management, and sponsors. If you find any content disagreeable, you may exercise your right to change the channel. And now, on with the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we are. All right. It's Girth Mirth Bears Podcast. It's April 2nd, 2020.
No fools today.
No, and no fooling yesterday.
No.
I'm off here. So, this is like a junior-free show.
Boo. I miss him already.
Do you?
Yeah, but
He doesn't. He just sits there on his phone and yawns.
I'm happy for the chair. It finally gets to have a real man in it for the show. For the show, I'm pretty sure it's loving this right now as much as I am. I do love this chair. It's a nice chair. It's made for fat people, and I qualify. No judgment, y'all.
No, you're not fat. You're fluffy.
Yeah, I'm fat. I feel fat.
You're fluffy.
When I'm laying on my back and I look down and can't see my toe, I can see this big old mound. I'm fluffity.
Are you?
Flatty, fluffity.
What?
Nothing. Just listen to him talk.
Yeah, I was just listening to him talk.
Listen to him talk. Him talk.
Him talk.
Got my beautiful man here next to me. Hey, take your pants off.
No.
He says that way too much.
Who? You or him?
Him.
He says no way too much?
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time believing that once you're alone, he says no too much.
Yeah, not too much.
Well, there you go.
Just occasionally.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're like alone at the table in the restaurant and he still won't take his pants off.
Well, some people just have scruples. Isn't that a shame?
Right.
He's probably thinking of others.
I mean, it's probably better for me that he don't, because then I won't have to fight the other guys off of him,
I doubt that. But anyways.
He's so pretty.
Pardon me.
Pardon me, do you have any grape?
Apparently the president's calling. He has to go. Trump needs some advice from just a random person in Texas.
He was on hold with his doctor's office.
Oh, was he?
Right.
Oh.
He forgot he had an appointment today.
Oh.
Probably forgot. I'm going to do am I using that right? Forgot.
I guess. I don't know.
Jose and Joe. So we got Joe and Spanish Joe, or Jose, watching. How y'all doing? Welcome to the gay hour.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but a bunch of homos here. So, what's been going on, PJ? I know you went back to work yesterday, then
that's
you
the
were going
thing.
to get to work today.
I work for a company that updates computers for small medical companies, and mainly the dentistry field. And it's been very slow, obviously, because the county's been closed, and people. What are you doing? Who's Is it Junior? Oh, I have no pants. Well, prove it. Send us a picture. Yeah, hold on. I gotta get myself. Yeah. So oftentimes there are things we can. Oftentimes you have to wait until the office is closed to do the things we do, simply because of the fact that if we have to restart the computers or take the computers offline, it causes issues. Normally I've gone out on a few calls, nothing major. Last week was dead. And then I was supposed to go out today, but then I guess our governor has that, what he calls, he doesn't call it a shelter-in-place law.
The state of fucking home.
But everybody else says if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
It's a duck.
So he issued a statewide stay-at-home order.
That's not funny because he can't walk. So.
Well, hey, I was okay. Walks like a duck and rolls like a duck. Fuck, we're going to hell.
Right.
So I was supposed to go out to get today, and that But yesterday I got stuck with a Trump lover.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sitting there at the doctor's office, and I'm the employee, I'm the tech there, so it's not like I can. I'm not in a position where I can argue. So I'm there 4 hours because it took a while to update all these computers and do some things that I needed to do, and I'm just how much she hates China and how much she hates loves Donald Trump. Can't understand why people don't like her. But I'm gonna tell you what. I never thought something like that would wear you out. But you know what? It's not the job.
It's hard. It's hard to bite your tongue.
Well,
it is.
It was tiring.
Right.
And to think that they've gone through all that to think about all this, it's how her thought is that China is selling or giving tests that give false negatives. Right. And then she believes also that the World Health Organization gives tests that give false positives. So according to her, the World Health Organization is out to get us, and China is out to get us. And she believes that Putin has done wonders for the U.S. So I'm sitting there, it was like zapping my soul,
I bet China makes more money off the U.S. than it does any other country in the world. But of course, as far as exported goods, we might be their main competition. Other than the fact that a lot of countries think we're dicks, I can't really see no reason for them, to go after us like that. It's. I don't know. It's hard to say, and I bet she don't know all the facts. She can't know all the facts because they said, I've just been reading some posts that's come out the last few days. Back when this first started, we sent 18,000 tons of PPE equipment over to China to help them, address the outbreak.
Right.
Canada sent another 17,000 tons of stuff, and then now we're all short of stuff. We don't have what we need. And they say they questioned the president on it before they sent it out. Maxine Waters, or whatever her name is, tweeted, the same day that they found out that he was shipping all that over there, that we were going to need that supplies, and we don't have it. So we sent all this stuff to help China, so China sends us fake kits. Why would they send us fake kits?
And that's the thing. Here's the thing. I know we've, some tests that came out that were apparently defective, which, it's like with anything. You buy something on occasion, there'll be bad batches. Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe
right.
someone was just bad at it. Maybe they were rushed. Who knows what? But and I'm not authority on China, but they killed a lot of their own people to make this happen. If that's the case,
right?
Maybe, I guess, they would. I don't
already
know.
passed them in death total now,
right? So. Yeah, you know what? Way to go, U.S.
Right.
Make America great again. Let's kill more Americans.
But then, I'm also reading still that China, they believe, is lying about their numbers and that they've lost way more than what they said. They also said they believe Russia and a few other countries are lying about the numbers. Don't know if that's true or not. Why... she would hate China but love Trump when Trump and his family have businesses that a lot of their stuff is made in China and then shipped back here.
Well, I just assume because she's a doctor, she makes money, so she wants to keep her money, and so I don't know. Anyway, so you know what? It's really odd because we talked earlier today. I don't know if I'm going left or right. I thought yesterday was Thursday. This is weird. This is really, really odd. And I feel bad because I know this is affecting a lot of people. Kids, I don't know how they're handling it. You have your nieces over, but they've got you, the biggest kid in the world, so that's not too bad.
Right.
I just can't imagine. One of the things that I've seen is there was an article about the smog level in LA because people are staying in place. It's like it's lifted or lifting. It's not as bad as it was. There's also another article that like the canals in Venice, have cleared up. And they can see fish now.
And there's dolphins off the coast of China or somewhere.
So yeah, well, until not Japan because Japan will shoot them. But you see what I'm saying. So maybe this is. The universe's way of saying, sit the fuck down for a little while.
Yeah, people are saying that humans are the virus and we're killing
But
the
technically, maybe that's, here's the thing, is there some truth to that? I mean,
could be.
The U.S., we all the resources are going, all the oil is going. Now, of course, now the prices are like, not that you can go anywhere, but
I read something. They said at first, when this first started, that wasn't even directly related to the coronavirus. Something happened, and then Russia and Saudi got into a bidding war, and now oil prices are dropping. It's just too coincidental when it started for it not to have something to do with the virus.
The other day I showed you the receipt. I'd gone to Kroger to get gas, and they have a thing if you use their card,
right,
you get points off.
Kroger points.
I got it for $1.09. I don't think I've gotten gas for $1.09 since 1980 something.
Right.
And back then you could fill your tank for $5.
Right.
That's when regular was regular. Not So, this was. I was like, of course, then Junior's got the bigger car, and so. Is there any more points on the card? I don't know. Was that your card or my card? I said, Junior, there isn't your card, my card. We have the same card. I just have my phone number. You have the actual card. Oh. So I guess I really should have left it for him because his car is more expensive to fill.
You don't have to use all the points. Mom does it. She'll be like, hey, I got a $1.40 in points on my thing. You can use half.
But or you bring a whole bunch of friends. When you get that $1,
I think it caps at a certain amount.
Oh, does it?
I think so.
That would suck. That would so suck.
Right.
But, if you fill at least 2 cars, that wouldn't be too bad. But, you're probably right because I know it stops. The credit card thing stops at like $100 or $50, something like that. But that would have been cool. But I $10, man. I think it was $10 or $12 was to fill the tank. Right. And because of the way I drive with the work, it was down there. Right. So so that was interesting. And now that the gas is reasonable, and of course airlines are suffering, and so you got these great rates, but you can't go anywhere. So, and if you do go, so every state now is punished.
You have to take a 3-week vacation to get a 1 week because you have to self-quarantine for 14 days when you get there.
Well, if you're in the right hotel, that's not so bad.
Right.
But and the hotels are hurting, so they're probably going to give you a good rate. So, like, man, right. I was locked up. I was in the hotel, but I had a great view of you may go to San Francisco, whatever. I don't know.
I saw where several hotels now, the Four Seasons being one, or the main one that I saw, are giving out their rooms to healthcare workers so they don't have to worry about going home and infecting their family members. So
Charles Allen Stevenson, I don't know him. Hello.
Hey, Charles. He's a firefighter who lives in Florida.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Well, good for him.
He's awesome, man. He works out all the time. He posts all this stuff. He's playing softball now, too. Is that new, Charles, or have you been playing for a while? I saw some pictures of you before all this started.
And Joe Hyder says it's $2.60 a gallon in Salt Lake City. Well, that sucks for you.
Salt Lake, boo.
we down to $1.09. Well, it's $1.35 without anything else, right? It fluctuates somewhere around there, but fine. And you know what? That's a hats off to the first responders. Someone said, I saw a post today, Oscars and all the awards next year. Mm-hmm. Damn well better not have a fucking actor on it. Should have these nurses and doctors, and I agree with that.
Right. But which ones? The survivors, I guess, the ones that live.
No, the people that took care of all these people.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many doctors that are dying. Nurses and doctors.
Yeah. So are we okay? You going to pay a fine for not missing your appointment?
No, he called me because we couldn't get the virtual connect.
Oh. Well, we can arrange that.
Well,
if you want to show, you might have to show him parts of your body, and we won't look.
No, he doesn't want to see that. He just
what the hell? What kind of
worst doctor ever, right? Doctor,
poor guy is gonna have a complex if we don't have. So gas prices are reasonable, but you can't go anywhere. Flights are reasonable, you can't go anywhere. And you're right, it would be a 3-week wait no matter where you go. And every state is punishing every other state. So it's not been made requirement yet where they're actually like hauling you off or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But apparently at the airport they've got state police, and depending on where the flight's coming from, they're telling people you need to, and they want to know where you're going. So it's like. This is like the Gestapo. This is like Star Wars, and you got the stormtroopers off to the side there. Where are you going? We want your place to live. And so they're asking people, where are you going to be staying? I don't know. Are they following up on this? I guess they could. And so, but other states do the same thing. Like, so if you drive in from Louisiana, right? Apparently they're not stopping people, but there's signs saying you need to quarantine.
Right. It seems like I saw something yesterday where they do have a task force, or like sheriff's department is going around and checking to make sure the people are self-quarantined. They have these amazing things called ankle bracelets. They put them on whenever they come in. Lock them in.
Now, that's the thing. All you got to do is get the virus if you're a criminal, right? And no one come anywhere near you. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. People in jails are dying.
Yeah,
they're letting people in the jails out.
Well, yeah, but did you see last week there was 2 major jailbreaks? Mm-hmm. One with women, like 4 or 5, like 6 or 7 women, and another one with 5 or 6 men. And I don't know how the hell that happened.
Yeah.
But
they probably ran to catch them, and they turned around and went. The cops just
I'm
know.
like, so it's like the worst county jail ever, right? It's like, they got away, Of course they never get away long because you know why? They do dumb shit. They go home.
Right.
Not that they got
They
anywhere else to
posting
go.
on Facebook, I'm free,
I'm free,
baby.
motherfucker. They're Tracy,
First place to go home. Ah.
So the federal prison system has put everybody on lockdown. Okay, now that's all fine and dandy when it's like 2 persons a room, that kind of thing like that. But some of them are dormitories. Was that good to do? And I guess prisons are like daycare centers in the sense that when one gets something, it just goes through the place like crazy.
Close quarters, all that fun stuff.
And military. We got the military ships that are out there. One of the aircraft carriers is like, what is it? I don't remember how many, but I want to say it's a percentage.
Roosevelt.
But it's a percentage. I want to say it's like 50%.
Oh yeah, they were 700 or 70 something people.
But that's a lot, and that's just that's before it, and they were stuck like 3
up.
And
they said they're finally getting them off.
Well,
a few at a time.
I don't want to hear what they're getting them off. What always sex with you?
Off the ship.
They're getting off the
off the ship.
So
And then have we talked about the cruise ships that are being
no,
stuck?
Hi, Charles.
They were getting straight.
Other Charles.
Which Charles?
We have
Hi,
2
Charles.
Now we have Charles and Charles.
Well, it says we got 3 people watching. 2 of them is us. So. I don't know how accurate that count is sometimes. I hope it's not accurate. But so yeah, it's I don't. Okay, these cruise ships are off Florida. Or at least the 2 that we know of, and they're Holland American cruise ships. No cruise ship is ever flagged in the U.S. They don't do it because it doesn't work. It's too expensive. There'll be Netherlands. There'll be Holland, and they might even be Panamanian. Yeah, and I think even some Bahamas. I'm not sure, but they're not U.S. because U.S. rules they couldn't do some of the shit that they do.
True.
Okay, and so they're not flagged. So the U.S. isn't required by law. I guess maritime and all that stuff. There's certain things they've got to do, but apparently up to only 1,000 of them are not U.S. citizens. Like there was like 50 or so of them that were Florida residents, and then the rest of them, like another good portion, was
said he would
U.S.
take those.
citizens, and the other ones were fuck yourself. So he said, "Well, we'll let the Florida residents off." Well, but what about the U.S. citizens? I mean, they're still, they're still. When we're gonna saw Florida off from the rest of the country?
I haven't been able to fact check this shit, but the Florida governor, they said Florida is getting all the PPE that they're asking for. That they've already got 2 shipments and a third on the way. But this is a governor who's Trump's friend.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
also
and
a Republican and kisses his ass.
And Trump changed his residency to Florida.
Right. And
So-
his residency is
And
Florida.
do you know why though? Because they don't have, like Texas, they don't have an income tax, a state income tax.
Yeah,
It's cheaper to live there.
They his coronavirus update yesterday turned into a military narcotics launch thing for we're gonna put out these ships for the drug cartels to stop the illicit drugs coming into the country.
Right.
And I'm like going, this is supposed to be a coronavirus update, not you launching your.
Well,
But what do I know? I mean, I don't do politics.
Well, the thing is every time he has some sort of meeting, he tries to have something official to say, and so apparently they were scrambling to find something that wasn't virus related that he could say that he was doing.
Right. To make it look like he's still taking
Doing
care of
something?
the rest of the country. Yeah.
No. I would rather have coronavirus information rather than.
Did you?
Yeah, but we get
We get sick of it. We get inundated with it. Yes.
They had the My Pillow guy there on.
Yeah. Oh God.
I'm
that
like,
was-
how? What? Well, we're all going to bed now, so we're going to have pillows.
He's going to supply the world with pillows.
Clearly, he got paid because I'm seeing lots and lots of his commercials now on TV.
They're saying this guy's a felon and has fired all his employees. He thanked Trump for the booming economy and the way everything's are going and the handling of the virus, and then he fired 150 people the next day.
And
I didn't hear that.
And anybody that he brings up there, even his own staff, they look over like approvingly. You did such a great job, Mr. President. Like when they're not around, they're getting beaten.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I think they're told before they go up there.
better
Thank him,
motherfucking say this.
compliment him, congratulate him,
Right.
constantly. Yeah.
Right.
Well, he needs that. That's his ego. He needs stroking. He needs to be petted and stroked.
Oh, come on. I'm sure there are some Satan masochist lovers that would love to get their hands on him.
I'm sure there would
You know.
be too, but it's not mine.
Not me, but I would donate a couple of dollars for I guess I should be careful. Want to? Hi, Secret Service.
But he's got his followers that'll see somebody thanking him and tell him how a great job. See, I knew he was doing a great job. He is.
I want someone to go out there.
They
with
don't fact check anything.
Mayonnaise on their lips. I was just with the president, and it was great. Oh, geez. Well, it's like Harvey Weinstein. He's in prison, and he's got he's been tested positive, right?
Right.
And one of the things was I was following the last of it when when he was doing his sentencing. Apparently, he's got some sort of deformed penis. I don't know what it is.
Really?
Because a lot of the women were saying, that it was, and so they took like with Michael Jackson, they took a whole bunch of nude pictures of him and showed it to the jury. And so apparently it is. Because when the juries came out, because you
kind of forks to the right.
I don't know what it does. I don't know if it just spits. They cut a hot dog and you heat it up and it.
Right.
I don't. And so apparently he was using shots to get and he had people handling all this stuff for him, right?
I'm sure they were handling all that stuff for him. Anyways.
I can only imagine what's going on in prison with this guy. Let's see your penis. Shower
You got a
time.
weird penis. Let me see your weird penis.
He's got a pecker penis.
Pecker penis.
Pecker.
Well, yeah. Well,
That's me. My apologies.
See, he's got time when we talk about the wrong thing. Got to leave.
They said penis.
And we said penis. Yep,
Yeah.
So let's see.
So baseball's been delayed. Football, the draft is being pushed back a few weeks, I believe, and they're not going to have anybody actually at the draft.
Yeah.
Got an email yesterday from Ticketmaster saying my Volbeat concert has been postponed.
Yeah, and then they're postponing the Democratic convention till August or something.
Right. And so I have Sammy Hagar tickets, Judas Priest tickets, Megadeth tickets, these Volbeat tickets, and there's probably something else. And of course, some of these are further off, but I can see them all getting canceled or postponed.
Yeah, well, Junior and I this weekend are gonna. Well, I was supposed to do it myself, but I'm like, he and I agree on stuff, and then he doesn't remember that we agreed. I said this weekend we should do a video on the wedding group and let people know that we're going to postpone it or cancel it until we know when we can do it. And he wants me to contact Ozonos because they took a $300 technically non-refundable deposit.
You want to see if they'll move it back to
no. Well, they need to give it back. Well, here's the thing: no one had planned on this, and normally I would have said fine, but this is a little different, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I'm sure if it came down to it and we had to fight for it, I'm sure we could win.
Yeah.
Because this is extenuating circumstances, and I paid for it with American Express, so we're good.
Yeah.
I tell him not to use his debit card. Use a credit card. Use a credit card because you're protected. You're protected. You're protected. And he just beats me anyway. So he and I had a talk. I said, well, let's do it together. Okay. So this morning he leaves for work, and on the way to work he calls me and says, "Oh, and by the way, can you just post a thing on Facebook saying?" I said, "But we were going to do this together." Well, can you just? So I'm not going to do it until we're together. It's just. And then it was like, well, can you call Zonas first? I did try calling them. They're not answering their phone. There's nobody there.
There's nobody there.
Well, if they are, they're not. They're doing takeout. Well, I guess I heard, but it was early, so they're not open yet.
Didn't you get a card for the event planner themselves?
I got all that.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe you can call her. And talk to her.
The best way to deal with them was email before even then. So, So I'll take care of all that. It's not like, listen, this is not going away anytime soon, right? So, what I want to do is I want to get some Skittles Pox, take pictures, and say, look, I've got the coronavirus.
Good luck getting me to not eat them off of you while you're doing the video.
Right. That's what we just. Yeah, I got Skittles. I have people off the side of me just eating off of it. Is it contagious? Yes.
I'll just set up with a different colored tongue. I got them off your penis.
See, Jesse, you're from California. How you doing, Jesse?
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, if you want to participate in the show, you may do so. Call 469-844-2207, 469-844-2207, and if you're not entertaining, it'll be a short call.
In that case, I better leave because I'm not entertaining.
Well, we've got an imagination, so you're fine.
Oh, okay.
He entertains me.
Well, this is true.
It's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Hold on. I should take a picture and send it to Junior. You think?
Yeah. Oh, of me in the chair.
Yeah, you in the chair of destiny.
He said Corona Skittles. I pass. They made me cough.
Yeah, Junior will be upset that you're in his chair. That chair is reserved for the prima donna.
There we go. Let's see what he says.
Oh boy.
Get the hell out of my chair.
I don't start trouble.
No, not at all.
You guys said that just too quick. And that's the other thing. There was a lot of events coming up, right? We got what is it? The Chubby Bear Weekend in June, and they're not sure how far this is going to go out. They're saying each state is going to peak at a different time, and New York still hasn't peaked. Yeah. And they've got tent cities in like what is it, Central Park, and I feel. I feel real bad for these doctors and nurses because they're having now to choose. And I'm going to tell you, I would, since I don't have an invested interest in this, in the sense that I don't have anybody that's directly being affected by this. No one could fault them for walking away.
True.
They won't, but they can't. If they don't have what they need, it's like asking them to walk into a pit of fire. No asbestos coat for you. You go in the fire. Yeah. At some point in time, and now like the governor of New York is calling volunteers from other states in. We'll help get your license transferred. We'll get you waived, whatever, that kind of thing. And he's desperate for help.
And they're also
they're volunteers, though. He says he's not paying them.
Right. They're also graduating their fourth-year students, I think, out of New York.
Right.
Yeah, so Doogie Howser is going to operate on you.
Yeah, so Doogie Howser is going to operate on you. Yeah. But they're getting the fourth-year graduates out sooner so they can go help with this virus.
Yeah.
So, and it's Cardinal. Okay. Sorry. Bird.
It's good luck, though, right? Cardinals?
Yeah. But, it's hard to believe that they're in that desperate of a need for doctors.
Right.
But at the same time, the doctors are dropping like flies, and so are the nurses.
Yeah.
So
New York has over 50,000 cases now, or 75,000 cases. They have almost as much as the other countries that are most affected by it as us, and so it only stands to reason they don't have enough medical staff.
Well, see,
and they keep having firemen and EMTs and stuff.
Well, now they're making choices in the sense that they got some executive orders or whatever you call them, some directives that if a paramedic goes somewhere, let's say for a heart attack, and they don't get a pulse, they just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But walk away. They don't bring them to the ER.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. It's like the last place you ever want to go is anywhere medical. Mm-hmm. You definitely don't want to wind up in an ER because if you didn't have it, you're probably going to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just the chances, the odds go up greatly.
Well, that's like my doctor I just was talking with. He's doing virtual appointments.
Right.
And he's like, this is how it's going to be done, and I'll see you in 3 months. Hopefully, this will have passed in 3 months. So
I don't. Hopefully, it'll be on the decline, but I don't see. I think the fallout from this is going to be a while.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be a year or so.
When you look at places like Disney and Universal that are closed, now closed technically for a month, and they've closed their hotels. I know like last week, Junior wanted to sit down and start planning for October. Right. First of all, people don't have jobs.
Right.
Right. And when you do have jobs, you don't never going to have the time off. And if you did have the time off, you don't know if you're going to have the pay to cover. Right. And so he's wanting to talk. And so I'm actually like an idiot online looking up. They don't have hotels open up. I can't even look because they're like, what are you asking us for?
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know. And so I'm looking up and I'm like, Joe, look, cheap flights. Oh, that's today. When everything comes back, people are going to be like, I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to need a vacation from this, right?
And unfortunately, nobody's willing to talk about it, but this is going to cost us a recession and or depression.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody really wants to talk about that right now, but the businesses that are being hurt. Whoop, phone call.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, it's Jesse.
Hey, Jesse.
Jesse.
What's up, Jesse?
Nothing much. I saw you guys talking, so I decided to give you guys a call.
Good. So what's happening with you?
Well, it's been dead over here in California, so...
Be careful with that word, Dad.
Be
careful with the word, Dad. Okay, it's not a good thing. So you're in California. You're in L.A., right, or L.A. area.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
Well, I hear the smog is lifted. Is that true?
Yes, the air quality has improved.
All because you're no longer on the road, right? You yourself are no longer on
Yeah.
the road, so you just should stop driving.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, hey, Jesse, while you're on lockdown, are you shaving? Are you trying to do the beard thing, or what's going on?
As far as everything is going, I'm still working right now.
Oh, are you?
And
Oh,
it's
that's right.
just one of these days where you're just like not sure what's going to happen within the next month.
Right.
Yep.
That's one thing of uncertainty that we're having right now.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And we were just talking about that, all the businesses that are being hurt and shut down and possible vacations afterwards. But, everybody's going to be in the same boat we are. Nobody's going to be able to afford to just go on a vacation when this is over. They'll want to, but, most of us have all used our time off and money's going to be really tight. The longer this,
the
longer
money's
this
going to be extra
drags
tight.
out, right.
Even those government checks are not going to be so much helpful.
No, it's not. It's like putting a Band-Aid on.
Yeah,
on
we were talking about that the other day. If the check was maybe once a month, it would be okay, but just one check for the entire time, not so much.
Yeah, I heard at first it was going to be an April and a May thing, but now it's just an April thing.
Yeah, it's just a one check deal.
Right. So they're going to have to do a follow-up stimulus package after this. They're going to have to do another one or, yeah. Right now the grocery stores are booming because everybody's buying stuff and stocking up, but sooner or later nobody's going to be able to afford groceries anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad part right there. Not a lot of people depend on these grocery stores, for the daily living. And then those who have families, of 3 or more, it's going to be even harder for them.
Yeah, this is true. And I've got a friend that works the Kroger store here in Texas, and they're getting hero pay, I think it is, or bonus pay or something.
Extra
because they're on the front lines of dealing with all the customers and everything. So they're getting a bonus pay for dealing with that, and I applaud Kroger for doing that. It's just unfortunate that it is what it is.
Yeah, I think so bad that I need to go out and get a job like that while this is going on, but I'm so scared to go out and expose myself that much to it every day. I every time I walk in the store and and do my little shopping and come back out, I just you wonder if
did I get it? Who did I take off?
Right. I find myself holding my breath when I walk past people in the store, like that's going to do anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that we're aside from everything that's going on, is just a fear of catching it.
Right.
Well, that's the thing is some of the governors who are now passing the stay-at-home thing, like Georgia said, I was unaware that if you were asymptomatic that you could still possibly pass it on.
I saw that.
Okay, so you're an idiot, and whatever gives you the excuse to do the right thing, I don't care. Fine, great, dandy, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, surely. Well, I guess not. I would say they had to have advisors and research people and team, and
the CDC's in
place
Atlanta,
and
isn't
talking.
it?
Is
Yeah.
it?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he just listened to the updates on the news, you would know that asymptomatic is still contagious.
Right. It's our governor not calling it a shelter-in-place rule. It's not a shelter. Well,
It's a stay-at-home order.
yeah, but he says it's essential businesses, including churches, can remain open provided they follow the guidelines.
But I think when it's an official shelter-in-place, the stores and everything are going to close too.
I think we're going to be really closed up.
No drive-throughs, no nothing. So.
I don't know about that because they still say, I don't know.
I think so. When they do the shelter-in-place, I think everything's going to close except for possible pharmacy.
Yeah, I saw that. I was in Kroger the other day and picked up my prescriptions, and they have plexiglass between the cashier and you now. Right. So, not that it's really helping because it's all open on either side of them, but it's right in front of them. So,
well, I went to Junior picks up his medications up at the Baylor Hospital in Plano because they have a pharmacy. Several locations have their own pharmacies, and so I went in there. Normally we go on weekends, and even though this has all been going on, it's there's nothing. But today there's a nurse's desk set up. And 2 nurses there, and they jump on you like they're ninjas. Okay, we got to ask you some questions. I said, okay, I didn't study for this. Okay, what is it? And so I'm like, okay, am I going to win
it's a
some
quiz.
Right, it's a game show. Am I going to win something? What? Okay, she says, have you been out of the country? No. Have you been sick? No. Have you had a fever? No. Have you had a cough? No. Tightness in your chest? No. Here's a sticker. You can go.
Say yes to one of those things and watch that sticker go away.
I'm like, so can I now? I was like, I'm going to walk around the hospital like I'm a doctor. But you know what? I'd get killed, so I don't want to do that. So I go upstairs, takes 2 seconds, and the pharmacy was locked. Normally, again, it says, knock on the door. Please don't shake the door. And like an idiot, I tried a knob which shakes the door, right? And so I go in there, and so they come to the door. They let me in, and then they've put like couches in front of the counter, so it keeps you can't
6 feet
take over. There's a line, and so I'm at the line, and there's this, and they got the little credit card machine way out here. Of course, they want their money.
Of course.
And that so how many people has touched this with the PIN numbers, right?
Yeah.
So don't worry about this.
Yeah.
And so I get the $6 worth of pills, and I leave, and I go back down the thing, and she says, we're going to need that sticker back now, please. I said,
"Oh, what?"
I felt like, but it was just a little mailing sticker with today's date on it.
Really?
So it means they asked me, I guess it could be worse. It could be like a branding iron. Come here, we're going to brand you for today.
Well, here's my question, and all of this. I was thinking about this while you were talking about pharmacies. What happens if we go far enough to where we can't, if we're not working long enough and we don't have money to pay for our pharmacies? How are we going to get medication that is life-saving? Because I'm diabetic, you're diabetic. How are we going to get those medications if we have no money?
China.
Oh, okay.
No, we order them from overseas. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. And here's the thing. Good.
Or you can just do what I do. I end up going down south of the border to Tijuana and going and buying the medication at a much cheaper rate.
That might work until now.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't think you can get back here if you leave the country.
I don't think Mexico will let
No,
us in
I
right
still
now.
can. I just recently did a trip.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard they don't want us over there
Oh.
right now.
Yeah, they don't want the
Okay,
Americans
so if
there.
anybody needs any drugs, you can talk to Jesse. Jesse goes down to Mexico.
Yeah.
He'll be your mule.
Yeah, basically. All I need is your prescription with your name on it, and that's all I
Oh,
need.
see, now there's a catch. See,
Darn.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, either way, you can get majority of the medicine without a prescription out there. So.
Oh, so okay. Is there an upcharge for that?
There will be.
Who was it who wanted to go to Colorado the other day? Someone wanted to go to Colorado. Was it the other gentleman that was here, that Tony guy?
I think so.
Yeah, because we were talking about Disney, right? Like.
Or did Carlos mention Colorado?
Was it Carlos?
It might
Yeah.
have been
Okay, I
Somebody
think it was
was.
Carlos, and yeah, no, I think he wants to go there for the pot.
Probably.
So you know what? Medical marijuana must be going through the roof right now because
Oh,
all
yeah.
the depression, people at home,
That was something I heard.
food stamps for medical marijuana.
Yeah, gun sales, toilet paper, and marijuana. As a matter of fact, I saw pictures of the lines in New Zealand where they were lined up.
For what? 12?
For medical marijuana or for marijuana, period. They were buying the stuff.
Yeah.
The CBD
Yeah, it's considered a
soap.
medical necessity over here.
I think that was hemp soap. I thought it was CBD. But,
Oh,
why? What'd it do?
I ain't washing with that stuff again. That's for sure.
Why? What'd it do?
Oh
I've
God,
used it 3 times now, and I like it.
I didn't.
What'd it do?
It just.
So I was at the pharmacy the other day, and when I was standing in the line, they got a rack of CBD stuff right there.
Right.
And I saw this soap, and I thought, all right, I smelt it, and it smelled pretty good. It was a lavender, and it had oatmeal and stuff in it. I was thinking it was a CBD soap, but it was like so much cheaper than the other products. I've been thinking about it since then, and I'm thinking, I wonder if it was just a hemp soap.
Either way, it just. I mean,
Did you have a bad trip? What?
bad mellow trip.
I mean, here.
Really?
Yeah.
Feel my skin.
Oh,
I mean, I watch their more anyway. That's where it'd be most
I'm
noticeable.
sure you do.
yeah. We watched Deadpool 2 the other day. Someone came in the soap dispenser.
Yeah.
So was that you?
Well, since you brought it up.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I had a bad reaction to it or if it's because I'm on heart medication or what, but it didn't like me.
Well, no, you got a good point though about the medication part.
Man, that was all mental. You just
That may be.
You
It may have
imagine this
been.
stuff.
But
Well, they got all these. Here's the thing: they got all this like the stimulus stuff going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people have been unemployed for. Some people have been unemployed for a while now. They can't get through to the unemployment people. In Florida, I guess I don't know if it's everywhere, but their system requires that you have some sort of PIN code, and if the PIN code expires, you've got to call them to verify your identity before you can
Right.
renew it.
fuck. What was my pin?
So,
you were supposed to print that off.
I think once you've used it, once you've entered it, you're good for 90 days as long as it's active for 90 days. As long as, so once it expired, once you haven't used it for 90 days, then you've got to redo. And so apparently, of course, they're at home too. So the few people that are answering the phone are at home. So they're probably, okay, these are normally state-run employees anyway. So they're not the most bright people in the world. Okay, they're like driver's license people. Okay? So when my license gets suspended, you know why. So then you got these people at home, and they're probably fewer than most because not everybody has access. And you guys, someone's messed up their password, can't reset it. Who knows? So you're stuck with these people, and you can't get through, and the lines are busy, and they got emails they're trying to get you to send to an email address, and that ain't working. So you got people that cannot apply for the unemployment. Food stamps is a little easier, not much, but still, it's a little easier. And of course, now they got these stimulus checks, the $1,200. And there's a big concern for people about whether they had back taxes and things like that, or any kind of like student loan debt. And according to the way the law was written, they're suspending all of those kinds of collections. The only thing that might still matter would be child support, which I think it should. Mm-hmm. But if someone's behind on child support, but apparently if you've had old bad taxes or something like that, all that is ceased right now because people need to survive.
Right.
One of the things too is I think it was L.A. No, it was. There's one city where the homeless people they had taken. I think it was Vegas. They took them to a cement area and they painted little squares on the sidewalk.
Said,
and they
sleep
put
here.
little barriers.
Yeah,
This
Vegas.
was that guy with that guy in the jail in Arizona. What's his name? That Arpaio. Mm-hmm. He treated prisoners better than those homeless people. At least they had a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mess, and it's going to be a mess for a while, unfortunately. And the fallout is going to be seen for several years, I think, to come. I mean, it's just going to be horrendous.
We got some people passing away too. We have some older artists. I can't remember who it was. Some country music singer died a couple of weeks ago.
Kenny Rogers.
Well, I don't think he died.
He didn't die that.
Well,
But there have been people that have been passing away.
And this morning there was a post on Facebook for a doctor, and I forgot where he was from, but he was like 50-something. Pat died in his husband's arms.
Right.
Yeah, that brought me to tears when I read that article.
Yeah, I mean it's sad that but these doctors are on the front lines. They are going to have issues. They're, if they have underlying conditions, they're going to have problems, and we're going to lose a lot of good doctors. I'm sorry,
Well, I don't know. And it's like it doesn't seem to be shocking people that at one point they were talking about they expect the cap of losses to be around 200,000. Mm-hmm. Hello, that's still 200,000 dead people.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's conservative because we have no idea what's what. But not that we should be freaking out, but we should be freaking out.
Yeah,
I mean, people are,
be.
these are, okay. And so now in New York, and I'm sure other places as bodies start piling up, they've got freezers full of dead bodies. And so my question is, how long after someone passes away does the virus stay in the body? So if we want to take if we learn nothing from zombie movies, can we bury these? Do we burn them? Do we, is there a precaution?
Yeah.
Not to mention people are passing away without their loved ones there.
Yeah.
They're
dying alone in the hospital.
And the nurses and doctors are the only people that they have. Add to that, if you have just a regular illness, you need a respirator, you're cardiac, scares the hell out of me for Junior because he's got every problem known to man. He's congestive heart failure. He's got
diabetic,
neuropathy. He's got, it's amazing he can move.
Yeah, a lot of this right now is for like us is we're reading these numbers and they are scary and we're looking at it and we're thinking about it, but it hasn't actually really started hitting here very hard yet.
Not yet. But
and when it does and when it starts being people we know and the hospitals are crowded here.
Well,
things are.
Texas has here's the thing. I think, I hate to say this, but I think they're purposely minimizing the testing here because they don't want to know. Those numbers will matter. And it's hurting the Republican Party, and we have a Republican governor. So now they're saying that the drive-through locations, the few that we have, some of the more rural counties aren't getting any of the testing, and they're saying because it's just not practical. But we need to know. We need to know where it's from. And because they're minimizing that, they're saying that the drive-through ones are sponsored by the federal government. So the only people, and there are very few people who can get that. So as long as they don't test, they can say we don't know. Oh, look, it's not that bad. It's not that horrible. It's not. And how do you
know?
Yeah.
This has got to move past politics, though.
Yeah.
We got to get past the blame game. And yeah, Trump fucked up at the beginning, but right now it should just all be about fixing the problem.
Yeah.
Just fixing it. And,
yeah, we just need a solution to this big issue.
yeah, Republican numbers and voters and all that. That shit needs to just be put to the side, and it'll work itself out. You know, if the Republicans are worried about it, just fix it, and then they won't have any problems.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, so my sister was sick a few weeks ago. She's better now. Started with bronchitis, and then it got worse, and then she's running a fever, and she got her fever under control, and the doctors just told her to stay at home unless her symptoms got worse, and she's better now. And then my niece, she went through one of the drive-through testing the other day, and she had all the symptoms, but she got her test back, and she was negative. So, you know, it's been close to here. You know,
Right.
I've been close, and you know, ever since this first started, you know, when SARS and MERS and all that stuff happened, I never gave it a second thought. I didn't watch the news. I didn't read about it. I didn't give a fuck. And for some reason, as soon as this started, from when it first started, man, it's just been on my mind constantly. And I really, really feel like something's going to happen, and I hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
But
You know, and some of the testing centers, I believe it's the AAC here in Dallas, is only doing like 250
a day.
tests a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then on that, from when they started testing, it takes 7 to 10 days to get those results back.
4 to 5, I think.
4 to
4 or
5,
5,
something.
right.
I don't know. It's still, there's still a lag time there. So from when they started, they're just getting some of those test results back, and the numbers are jumping already here in Texas. I think we'll see, like you say, a lot more jump.
And I think because the numbers are low in Texas, a lot of people are still out.
See, and then you look
Running around.
at the fallout from this in the sense of the employment side of things. You know, you got a lot of smaller businesses. You know, you got a lot of people that after a while, even though they might get some money, you got to figure it's not going to be easy. I mean,
It's not gonna be
they're going
enough.
to they're going to jump through hoops of fire to get this, and even then, there's probably going to be all sorts of crap to get involved with it, right? And these people got. When we finally get back from this, nobody's going to have any money. You're not going to be able to go out and do things.
You know,
You're gonna be
savings accounts are
recovering
going
from
to savings accounts are going to be drained.
So there's going to be the effect on this is going to ripple for a long time.
For a long time.
So these people that have had jobs, these hotels that don't come back, people aren't going to be able to travel like they did. They're also saying that the people that have had the coronavirus, you know, that had the full-blown virus, they may have a reduced lung capacity. How is that going to affect? You know, they've had a couple of children born from mothers, and it was passed down to the children, and 6-week-old children have passed away from this. And you're at a point, too, where the kids by themselves and the parents aren't with them and all this. And so, like, with the company I work for, the guy has been very kind and polite about it, but the thing is, he can't do it forever.
No.
You know, and then you got to look at, we deal with a lot of smaller doctors' offices who can't really afford big IT departments, and they don't really need one. They're little, they might have 1 or 2 offices, but, and you got to figure after so long, how long before they aren't able to come back, or they're going to have to make a choice of paying us or them, or, you know, and probably not far from that. Because I don't think, you know, the big corporations the big corporations never do things right.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. I think you know, our people are going to suffer for a long time, and
Yeah, it's going to impact them for life.
so hey, Jesse, I want to thank you for calling in, and you be safe, and we'll talk to you again.
Absolutely, guys. Take
Bye,
care.
Anselmo.
You know, just don't touch anybody. Touch yourself if you have to.
I never, ever touch myself.
Oh, sure. I'm sure.
All right, you have a good day, and please be safe.
Alrighty,
Take
guys.
care, Jesse.
Bye.
Anyway, so I keep trying to find something positive to talk about. But how the hell do you talk about something?
Yeah.
So I was thinking that as we were talking about this, I was like, this is kind of a depressing podcast.
Well, it's not.
It's not depressing, but
it's in your face every minute, every day.
it's always there.
You know, I'm watching. You know, it's like it's funny because a lot of the apartment complexes here. I think a lot of jurisdictions have said we're going to halt all evictions, and that's fine and dandy. But the end result is you still owe rent. Mm-hmm. And a couple of days ago, last week, they posted things on here saying, well, there's places to get assistance. We'll help you do that, blah, 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 but we still need to pay our bills. I get that. I get that they have mortgages. I get that they have things. But again, usually places that own things like this have several of them, and they're not destitute. You know what I mean? Right. They're not like, well, if that AC breaks, I can't afford to fix it. It's not like the guy that owns an extra house or maybe two, and he has a small rental property collection. But when I saw that, and then like the very next day, they had carpet guys upstairs, and we were in the county itself was in a stay-at-home thing, and these are two guys who basically just did this on their own. So it wasn't like a major company that did this. It's two guys in a dumpy little pickup truck to come up, and so I'm thinking, part of me wanted to say, you know what, if you do this, I see that you're being sort of a dick about your policy here. I get that you might have to be, but if you want to be a dick about it, then we can also say that how is it you're allowing these people to work when technically the county's closed? And they can't say something like, well, I didn't know about it, or, well, there's nothing we can do. Well, yes, you have to open the gate for them. It's not like they have the code. And if they do, who gave them the code? They work for you. Yeah. You should have said, no, you need to go home. We can't allow you to work today. Yeah. When I see the guys mowing the lawn and all that stuff, I'm thinking, okay, granted, there are emergency situations, leaks and ACs go out and things like that. They've sent us notes about that, saying if we're going to limit our stuff to like if there's an emergency or whatever, let us know. We'll come and fix it. But other than that, routine maintenance and stuff like that, unless it's really urgent, won't be done. And that makes sense. Yeah. But when I see them,
why were they upstairs cleaning the carpeting?
Right. We're not cleaning. Ripped it out and put new one. So my point is when I see them, yes, I see it both sides, but when you're being a thorn about this, and we've received emails too, every couple of days, we need people to pay rent, we need people to pay rent, we need people to pay rent, we need people to pay rent. There's rental assistance, I doubt there's that much rental assistance out there. And if there is, it's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you got to, too, especially in this state, I don't know how it works in other states. When you do an eviction, a county judge has to sign off on it. Well, right now, no judge in his right mind would sign it. They do what they would have to do, but right now, they wouldn't evict anybody. So even if it went there, they have the rights. Even if it went that far, no court's being held. Yeah. So nothing's going to happen, but all they're doing is terrorizing people. But the challenge is the debt doesn't go away. Yeah. So if you miss this month and you miss next month, but when it finally does start opening up, now you're 4 or 5 months behind. They can still continue to do their collection practices. Yeah. Well, then what do you do?
Yeah. And I saw something the other day. It said pay, even if you have to pay something on your bills. Right. Like your electric or your phone. If you can't afford to pay the whole thing, pay something, because that way it still brings down that buildup of a balance.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I keep looking for the positive, and it's hard not, it's like Junior was off last week. And his office was trying to determine what was the right. They didn't know how much business they'd have. They didn't know. There are things they still need to do. Notify people. They're doing telemed like a lot of places are. And because of the type of service they do have patients that need to come in and get treatments on, and while they're not packed, but last week he didn't. They sort of sent him home, mainly because he's got all those other underlying conditions. So he's in a risk category. Right. And I know he would go to sleep he'd crawl back into bed at noon. And I joke about that, but he would get there and lie there and I couldn't understand it. I mean, I guess I'm lucky right now because I got a check yesterday when I picked it up, put it in the bank, and I gave him money for the bills and I was able to pay money on a credit card, and I got some money in the bank. I don't know how long that'll last. Yeah. But I know in the back of his mind, his fear is he's 55 years old. He's not healthy. What if they make the choice to let people go? What if they let the choice to furlough him? Now, my understanding is even if they furlough him and not fire him, he qualifies for that unemployment thing. My understanding, too, is they've increased it by $600. They're trying to give you as much as you can. Right. So, for example, when you get your check, you should get, I think it's $275 normally, something like that. At least in Florida, it used to be it was the maximum you could get, $275 a week. And then they're adding $600 to that, and I think that's for at least 4 months, and I think that's going to wind up being extended. So you're getting $775 a week technically. So if you made, depending on how much you made and all that stuff, you would have made it because of your salary. What did you make at the Jewish store?
16.
So roughly, you would have probably been around there.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: did they think enough to think about? Now there are people on food stamps, right? And the food stamps is set by how much income you make.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know people that would get money for unemployment, and it was just enough that they lowered the amount of the food stamps, which is stupid because you're still unemployed.
Yeah.
So have they done away with that? In other words, because I know like Matt's mom, my best friend in Florida, she's like 78, 79 years old, and she owns her home. And every year they raise her Social Security by like $15, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting like $35 in food stamps every month, and every time they do it, they reduce it. Sooner, she's going to owe them.
Yeah. Yeah. I did the same thing.
I don't get that.
I didn't either. I did the same thing when I first got on disability. I applied for food stamps, but my disability was so much that my food stamps per month was $35.
Right.
And I'm like,
It's like a joke.
what am I supposed to do with $35 a month?
I don't know.
Buy cat food?
You don't have a cat.
I,
Get dog food.
never mind.
You can hit him later. He's yours. Okay? So, but this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They now it looked to me like, based on what I saw, with the fact that they thought about people that owed taxes and all this stuff, that they thought all this out. But I hope they didn't leave a lot of this up to the states, because some of these states are really stupid. If you're in a Republican state, they are not there to help you. They really aren't.
You shouldn't talk about Texas like that.
Well, Florida wasn't any better. They have a Republican. The thing is some of the other offices might be run by a Democrat, because some of them are elected or some of them are appointed. So it depends on how the makeup of your state and how things are done. But normally, whatever the governor is sort of what filters down. Mm-hmm. And it's like he doesn't want to give us anything. He doesn't want to give. He would, in their mind, there's acceptable losses. Well, let them pass away. Let them die. Let them go.
That's what the lieutenant governor here in Texas was like. Oh, let the seniors die.
Yeah.
I wish I'd had that glove from Infinity
Thanos,
War,
right.
Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, bam. Anyone over 70? Oh, what? The president's gone.
Yeah. It was crazy how many
Dang.
more other Republicans naturally jumped on that bandwagon. There was
Yeah,
4
I
or
was
5
like
others that were like, "Yeah, I would be willing."
Meanwhile, they've got security details. Nothing's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dumbass.
If I get sick, I'm lieutenant governor. I'll go to the front of the line.
That's
I'll
right.
get treated.
And they all voted. They all voted for raises too while all this was going on.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
So it's like and they get free health care. Yeah. So what do they care?
For their lifetime.
Right.
Which really sucks. Limit lifetime, or limit the terms and the insurance, and see how long they last.
It would be really cool if the founding fathers stood up out of their graves and came up and walked in and saw what we did to this place.
Oh God,
makes you wonder what the fuck.
They're rolling
they'd
over.
They'd be kicking ass. You think they'd come back like some? They'd be get the fuck out of our house.
Right. They're rolling over right now.
Yeah. They probably did come out and look around and go like, "Fuck this shit, I'm going
back.
I'm going back.
I'm going to lay back down. You guys got this. I'm going to bed."
Assholes. So I'm looking up now at Rawhead Rex. We watched the movie the other day. Junior made us watch it.
Which one is that? That one there?
Yeah.
That was a bad movie.
That was a horrible movie.
Bad movie.
The acting was bad. The special
it's a B
effects
movie.
were
What
bad.
do you expect?
But
you know how when Junior's he watches the same shit. He'll watch Shazam. He'll watch
Suicide Squad.
He'll watch
Wonder Woman.
What's the other one? Green Lantern comes on. So last night he comes home, and I could tell he was in a mood because he was flipping. I guess it takes him longer to process what's on the screen. I'm not always aware of that. I'm down the list by it. And so there's Green Lantern like the last 10 minutes of the show. I said, no. He said, I'm just looking. I said, I haven't even read. I said no just as it came. Because bam.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And excuse me, sorry. And then the other end of it is he will forget that sometimes this is on a network channel where there's a commercial. And they say, why the fuck is there a commercial? I said, if you're going to watch it, we own the damn thing. Switch over to where we don't have to watch commercial. But then that means we got to start over. So I'm like, oh. So he hasn't, I don't think he's read the mail yet because he hasn't said a word.
He may be busy working.
Let me see here. Nope. Yeah. Maybe saving lives. Let's see.
He's passing out aspirin.
Yeah.
So when I tell him that's all he does, you work in a headache clinic, you give out aspirin. Calm the fuck down.
Right.
Right.
So anyway, that's all right. So you got events coming up that are going to be canceled. We're going to be delaying our wedding. We don't know when, so we're just going to cancel it. And unfortunately, people bought airline tickets. But now, I don't think they're going to have a problem getting their money back.
Yeah.
I'm hoping people just keep it and just change their dates when they get time.
Yeah.
We don't know when yet because I don't want to keep rescheduling this. And then we're not going to be able to get anybody at the restaurant. We're going to. It's just they're not focused on this right now.
No, they're not.
So, so then you got to what is it? So he has his model convention that's getting moved to, I want to say October.
Really?
At least as of now, it's moved to October.
Yeah,
now it's 4 days instead of like 2 or something.
Yeah, my pancake and booze got moved from April to June.
Pancakes and booze.
Yeah, it's don't
It's
worry.
a pop-up arts festival.
Is that the one
thing.
that you guys went to last year?
Mm-hmm.
But wasn't it like in the fall?
Yeah,
Last time?
yeah. They have it twice a year.
It was fucking hot.
Was the pancake? Were the pancakes good?
They're
They're
okay.
pretty good.
I
got one with chocolate chips in it. I've never had a chocolate chip pancake before.
It's like a cookie.
They put way too many chips in it.
Yeah.
If there would have been one every bite or so, but it was like a mouthful.
See, that's a good idea until you have to make them and the chocolate sticks to the pan.
Dude, they had one old lady making those things. She was making the shit out of pancakes.
Well,
She had like 4 griddles going and.
Yeah. So and then we got the what is it, the Chubby Bear Weekend, which looks like
MCA.
which is going to be obviously going to have to be moved. I think they're holding it off until next year. In Orlando, they have a huge art. Wiggle your wire because you're not listening.
Hello?
No. Yeah, there you go.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
now.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, MCA is the last week of July, so I didn't know they had already.
Well, I don't
haven't
know.
heard
I don't know. I think if when it comes to it, I think that's what they're going to do.
I know Tidal Wave's already been moved today. They just canceled this year's Tidal Wave.
But yeah, Disney's not open, so yeah,
Right.
one man in the pool. Ooh, tidal wave. We can do that at your house. Tidal wave.
Tidal Wave at Disney?
It's the host hotel is always at Disney.
Oh, okay.
So
Really?
Yeah.
All them big fat
it
gay
used to be
fuckers
at
Disney?
Wet and Wild there, but Wet and Wild was torn down, and another thing is being built there. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
I went the first year, and then
Yeah.
no,
No.
I don't need to go back.
We'll have our own MCA at my house.
Yeah. Well, not as long as this is happening because your mom will be home.
Yeah, that's true.
Poor lady. She's got to. Can we blindfold her? No, just. Mom.
Lock her in her room.
No, that would be me. See, even joking about that, she's so nice about this.
She is.
She lets all these strange men in her house. My strange son
strange.
brings these strange men over to our strange house. It didn't used to be strange.
Well, you see, what had happened was.
We could put up a giant curtain over the sliding glass door, and that way,
Yeah.
no.
So the best
I'm
part,
for it.
best
I'm
part
all
I
for
like
it.
is the dogs. I
Yeah.
like the dogs.
I'm not
they
going
don't
to
swim
touch that
though.
statement. That's
So I took the dogs for a walk the other day. So I got.
Did they look at you like
All right.
what?
Ellie, I was looking at Ellie the other day. I'm like, when the fuck did you get so fat? Because
Oh.
usually
'Cause
right
you're
around her
dieting.
waist,
You're
around,
dieting now.
around
Okay.
her back hips. It used to taper in some, and now she's just like one straight, long, tubular shape. And so I get the harnesses, and man, they're just fucking going crazy. Oh, we're going for a walk. We're going for a walk. Hers don't fit anymore. Not even close. I mean, it's not even, so I had to put the bigger dog's harness on her, and then put the collar on Lucy because she walks better on a collar than Ellie. Ellie tugs too much.
You think she looks at the other dog? Does this make me look fat?
Yeah. So before when we would walk, a few miles, and man, we made it down to the end of the block and went to make a turn, and they were already breathing hard, and
they were done.
and I'm like, yeah, suck it up, Buttercup. We still got a ways to go. So we went, another street.
Joe says you can't go wrong watching porn.
Fuck no.
Well, till you're done, and then you're like, okay, what next?
Yeah.
So I need a good gay midget porn site.
Wait.
Yeah, Joe, hook us up, man. Do we have any? I got midget porn, but I'm not gay midgets. Do they exist?
I guess
Has
they
anybody
have.
ever fucked a midget? Call in now.
Gross.
No, man.
Okay.
No.
Well, there goes this.
Remember the good old days when we just talked about a virus?
Yeah. There goes this relationship. Whew.
That's a wait. Oh,
An average sized penis on a midget looks like he has 3 legs. I mean,
right.
'cause
It's got a kickstand.
it's just
It's a kick it.
like I'm the only one. I know somebody else out there wants to fuck a midget, man. Just saying.
What would really be good is if you get a dominant. Motherfucker, get on your knees. Get further on your knees.
Lay flat, bitch.
Get on your stomach.
God damn it, you're too fat. You're still too tall on your belly.
Oh, there's Tony. Tony Smith. That's his name.
So, I had a video at home,
Tony.
but it's straight porn, but it's midget porn. And this guy, this cute daddy comes home, and his wife's laying in the bed moaning, and he comes in, he's like, oh, shit, you're ready for me. And he starts taking off his clothes, and he gets under there. Got a nice cock on him. And he pulls back the seat, and there's a midget under there. And this fucker's only about this tall, but his dick's about that fucking long, man. And the dude's just like, what the fuck? And then it ends up being a three-way. But the guy, they don't never touch each other. They just both wear her ass out. But it was a pretty hot video.
Yeah. Every girl's dream, 2 men.
The little midget,
Well,
though,
1.5.
he was an ugly
Or
little
fourth.
fucker, but he had a nice cock. Huge cock. But the old dude was hot. Just saying.
So what kind of porn do you watch?
None.
What? Ever? Have you ever?
He's like a choir
So
boy.
what kind did you use?
What's
to
he
watch?
even here for?
Just porn.
He
Just
likes
regular.
muscle. He
I like it.
He
Just
likes
porn.
muscle guys.
Just
He
porn.
like-
Just porn.
Just porn.
Just regular old-fashioned, good old-fashioned gay porn.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you threw gay in there because when you said like just porn, I'm
Well,
like,
So old-fashioned gay porn would be the stuff with the really bad music in the background.
that is correct.
and the mustaches that.
Came down to there and had the hairy chests and the old porn.
And you go to XTube every once in a while, someone has music playing. I'm like, what the fuck? Stop it. What? And it probably was their fantasy to make this video, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, I like the X-Tube and the hamster that's got the 2 or 3 minute videos where you don't have to watch
Yes.
the long shit because I don't need. And besides, I get bored with the people that are in it, and I'll switch to a different one, and then I'll switch to a different one. Because once you watch them for a little while, you're like, I had enough of that. But
Well, yeah, I watch every once in a while, and Junior catches me, and he gives me a hard time. I said I don't usually do it when he's around because it's just easier not to do it when he's around, or to do it when he's. But what gets me is I lost my train of thought.
you're talking about watching porn with Junior.
No, I don't watch it with Junior.
Watch it without Junior.
I have to watch it without Junior. I'll think about it in a second. I lost my train of thought. Motherfucker. I'm old, man.
Getting
my
old,
mind's
getting old.
going. My mind's going.
Gotta have something to work with.
Hey, just because your boyfriend's tough and big doesn't mean, or big and tough, or
Yeah.
He
just
says
because he's chewy.
he says I'm not butch at all.
I never
That's
said
what
that.
it was going to be. You
He
watch
said
these
not at
videos,
all.
right? You watch these videos, and these guys look like really buff guys, right? And then the one that's on the bottom goes, "Hi, that was so good." I'm like,
Oh, just spoils it.
or the guy that's topping, and he looks musty, and is that good enough for you? Can't
Yeah,
you
you
just
know-
shut the fuck up? You dub this over like it's a Chinese movie? Come on.
Yeah, at TVRU when you see all these big tough looking bears, man, and I'd be a little intimidated by them, how they look and shit until they start talking, and I'm like, you fucking
Get it.
bitch,
I
you
don't want
little
the purse
bitch.
falls out. You're
Yeah.
like, what the hell? And I know I don't mean any harm, but
Or they go drinking and they
there's
come
so
in.
fucking many of them.
Yeah, or they go in they go in sober and then they go to the bar sober and they go in and have a couple of drinks and it's like, "Hey, Carl," and you're like, "What the hell happened?"
Yeah. The flaming gay.
Because
There's
it really
nothing
got
for
me when we were at Babe's Chicken that day, and I checked out this
Yep,
older guy over
yep.
there, and he, I usually like guys chubby. He's not chubby at all, but anyway, he had a real nice chest on him. So when he's walking up to pay, I reach up, I'm like, ooh, nice chest. And this dude looked rugged, man.
Right.
He
Mountain man
fucking
rugged,
pump
yeah.
ways and shit, and then, oh, thank you, and I'm like,
Just shut up and look pretty.
yeah, fucking trade that chest in, man. Fuck, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve that chest, man.
Here's the thing: he probably doesn't want that. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm stuck with this body.
Nah, that fucker worked for that body. You can tell.
Oh, you're right.
I fucking hate him. I always wanted to look like that, but that's not what I'm attracted to.
Jason Tacker is watching.
Hi, Jason.
Oh my God, Jason's been on lockdown for a few weeks, going stir fucking crazy.
Who's the gentleman?
I mean, he's actually kept himself on lockdown. He's not going anywhere except to the store.
Ugh,
Will he send us
better
pictures?
man than we are.
Will he send us pictures? Probably not.
No. Well, who's that gentleman that's that was in rehab and then was supposed to go to a home?
John Tresky.
Yeah.
Right, he had got his apartment, got his keys, got his lease, was looking for movers, and now he's back in the rehab with coronavirus.
Yeah, so I wonder, God, that poor guy.
Yeah,
but part of that's his problem, because he let things go a long time ago with his feet and all that, but who could have thought this would be, this would be the end of it?
Yeah, I think when they first brought him back, he said there was 14 people, and then like a day later, he said there was 25 people in there that had tested positive.
Well, yeah, it can close environments like that. You got nurses and aides going from patient to patient to patient to patient.
Yeah.
And you don't have the gear to change in between each
patient.
You don't.
And then you have to hope you have the caregiver that would normally do that anyway. And you got to figure, if you've ever worked in any kind of a facility like that, I did for, my mom was a nurse, and I a couple summers went in as a aide. It's tiring work. So when you go to the next extreme, you think, I'm not going to change my gloves this time. And so, I was a kid, what did I know? But now you think, they weren't professional then.
I was going to sneeze. I felt like I was going to sneeze.
Oh, you were looking for that rag. I knew it then.
No, thank you.
What's this staying right here?
I don't know. You talk to Junior. That's his. God knows what he'd.
What's been done to that?
Well,
no,
I don't know. So let's see. Jason Tucker, Tony Smith, Joe Hyder,
Jose. Hey, Jose, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Jose.
Who's Jose? Oh, he's back on?
Yeah, it's different Jose, but yeah. Okay. Jose posted a picture of what he's going to look like after quarantine the other day, or he had on a bunch of makeup and stuff. I don't know how he doctored up the picture, but it was pretty funny.
I like the one about social distancing that you sent me this morning. The vacuum cleaner and the old lady.
Oh. I like the video you sent the other night with the guy folding the elbows in the shirt.
How to sneeze in a t-shirt?
I had seen that a long time ago.
That was great.
They just changed the headline on it.
That was great.
He pulled his pants down.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. I was like, wait, is he uncut?
Now, come on, Junior. Blow that up.
No, yeah. Oh, good Lord!
Did you see the one with the? Did I send you the one with the black guy with the video and the corona when his phone starts talking shit to him?
Mm-mm.
He sneezes and he's like, "Cover your goddamn mouth." Yeah, he said, you're going to give me the Rona. You're a phone. You can't get a virus. No, motherfucker. I get viruses from all that porn you watch. It's a funny video. I can't believe I didn't send it to you. I sent it to everybody else. Did I send it to you?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
You may have. I just may not have.
Oy vey. So tonight we're you guys are staying for dinner. We're having steak and
I'm having a salad
potatoes.
and potatoes.
And
Potatoes.
I gotta put them in the oven. What time is it now?
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's right. See, I'm gonna have a salad too, so I'll put 2 potatoes in, one for you. I'll have a vegetable, maybe some broccoli or something.
Yeah, I imagine so.
What?
Joe said that he's been locked down since March the 4th, but after being in prison for 21 years, this is easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand that. It wasn't 21 years, but I understand. I'm right there with you, brother.
So, So, let's see. What else? How long have we been on? An hour? I don't know. Probably an hour, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Don't tell me how long we're on.
So I was glad we was able to get off the virus for the last little part and talk about some porn.
Oh, there you go. Brought right
this-
back to the fucking
this,
what is wrong? What's
masturbation. They're going to have some
Oh,
coronavirus.
Okay, here's what I want to talk about with you.
Okay.
And we've talked about this in one-on-one, but I have curious. Okay, other people out there, if you're listening and you eat hot, spicy stuff, right? And like the other day, you did something and you posted a video and you were crying, right?
Mad Dog 357.
And I'm looking, so then you talk about the bathroom the next day. I'm thinking, why do this? Okay, do you actually like so hot that it changes your physiology? That's not a yes. Are you an addict? Is that what it is? Is there one addict you can do that you don't get in trouble
that's
for?
what it is. It's every once in a while it'll get so bad I'll stay away from it for a long time. And
You learn your lesson. Just touch the hot stove.
I bought those Carolina Reaper peppers and been chopping them up and putting them in stuff, and it's been hot.
Right.
And but the after effects have not been as bad as what they have been in the past. So I've kept doing it. And then even after the chicken the other day, oh my God, I was so on fire with that, man. And then afterwards, that I don't know if it's because of the Tums. I went ahead and had a little ice cream before I went to bed, and, you know, all that good shit. And yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Well, the ice cream, yeah, that'll move things along.
But all right, so when I got home on Monday or Tuesday, whenever I went home, and I had some of the leftover brisket, so I diced up some jalapenos and some onions. Put some butter in the skillet, and I'm sauteing them in the skillet, and I diced up brisket, and I threw it in there with it and cooked it, and then, you know, I was making tacos, and I put just a little bit of that 357 down the middle. I thought just like a couple of drops on each one, like 2 bites into the first one, and I was like, I had fucking sweat pouring off me again. It was hot, and I'm like, damn, I still got a taco and a half to go, but I didn't put that much, but it seemed like, you know, every bite, and I filled my water cup 4 times. By the time I finished, finally the last half of the taco didn't have no heat to it, but I was fucking dying. And then I had the stomach issues later that night and the next morning, and I thought, yeah, that's it for me for a while. I'm not going to do this
for a while though. But let me. Did you what? Do you like that? I don't like spicy. I want to taste what food tastes like.
Right.
And so I'm like, if it's that bad that you got to put, you know, it's like if you got to put a pound of salt on something, then it probably wasn't good to begin with. If you got to put, you know,
you mean like putting A1 on a steak?
Well, it depends on the steak. If it hasn't been seasoned, then probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
The steaks you're gonna have tonight.
That was a knock on Junior because you know we go to
picking on him.
Texas Roadhouse, amazing steaks, and he drowns it in A1.
Well, you know,
I don't know.
He's Mexican. What do you want?
Yeah, he is.
You're Texan. What do you want?
I am a Texan.
Texan rubbing your meat.
I like my meat directly in my mouth.
Sergio's watching.
I like to bite it and have
Hey,
the sauce
Sergio.
squeeze
Welcome
out
to
of
the
it.
show. So
Joe said smoked ribs. I smoked a brisket the other day. Man, it was great. Ribs are on the menu.
Yeah,
They are on the menu.
I told Joe that there are people that wanted to see him. You haven't seen pictures of Joe, have you?
Yeah,
I'll have to send you. Yeah, see,
is he a daddy? Joe, are you a
every
daddy?
picture he takes looks like a mugshot.
Really?
Yeah. So, but he's a chubby guy, bald chubby guy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Joe. How you doing?
Yeah, but he's got a girl, but
A
apparently,
girl?
but she plays, and so does he play, and they both play with guys and girls. So I don't
all
know.
right then.
I don't know how that works.
Okay.
But I told him that the wedding, that people wanted to, wanted some alone time. So I don't know.
I didn't, but I kind of did.
So, yeah.
I was like,
Right. So he's like, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "People are going to want to, So he was actually going to fly in for the day. He was going to come in the morning and leave.
right.
And then, hi, Sergio. Sergio, he's the one that's a flight that repairs planes, right?
No, Sergio worked at the hotel.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, not audit.
Airplane. Jermaine works at an airport, but he works at one in California.
There was one that went to school, lost all that.
Oh, Simca.
Simca, yeah.
Yeah, Simca.
Okay, okay.
Are they they're furloughed too right now? Or?
I don't know. Well,
Because I see
they got to fix those planes that keep crashing.
He's been posting a lot about doing Uber, Instacart. He was delivering for Instacart. He was bitching about it yesterday, but Frank said that he made more money in 2 hours on Instacart than he did the day
For
two.
now, until that dries up. I mean, well,
Right. Well, yeah, but for now, if anything, for now.
can't use your food stamps, so you use Instacart.
Oh yeah.
You got to give me your card and your PIN number, and then they run off and spend the money, never come back.
Oh fuck.
So, hey, I know some of you guys are just joining in, and Joe, you're back. I don't know where you went, but you know what? Joe, just so you know, when he talks, he'll go and he'll smoke ribs, a whole ham and stuff like that, and he'll eat that in one day.
Joe, you're going to bed already? What the fuck? How old is Joe? How old are you? You're going to bed this early?
No, he's not been feeling well. He had the flu the other
Oh.
day. So, speaking of that, we're gonna call it a day. Let me do this here. So, this is
Bye, everybody.
a Girth Mirth Bears podcast on PJ and Friends Radio Network. April 2nd, 2020. Coronavirus update. And
No Fool's Day.
And if you know a midget,
Take a
if you
picture
know
of
a little person that's willing to play, have him contact Steven to get approval first, and then...
No, because he'll say no.
Oh, okay.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission because you've already got to do it.
Yeah, you remember the Lorena Bobbitt thing, right?
Who?
Never mind. Look it up. All right, guys. We want to thank you guys. And hey,
No.
and
No.
Junior's not here. Where's that easy button? It's not over there, is it?
It's right there.
It's right here.
It's way over across the room. He can't even push the easy button.
It's right.
That was easy.
You're listening to Girth and Mirth
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. You guys have a great weekend.
Radio Network, Dallas, Texas.